By the tail end of the 1960s, the Cold War tensions, which had reached a boiling point after the German Civil War, would once again die down. What followed was a period of warming relations between the great powers, as they sought to find common ground by holding conferences and signing agreements to maintain the stability of their respective spheres. The first of such agreements would come in March 1969, when the United States and Japan held a joint announcement of a comprehensive treaty between the two nations. In a shock to many, the United States would regain control over Hawaii and the treaty ports in Los Angeles and San Francisco, in exchange for giving Japan access to America's lucrative petroleum market after decades of embargo. This victory, which came within months after his re-election in late 1968, would cement Wallace Bennett's legacy as one of the most successful US presidents in recent US history. Following the momentum of the successful US-Japan treaty, America would soon negotiate with the German Reich to reduce tensions in Europe. This would culminate in the highly publicized Stockholm Conference, where US President Wallace Bennett and German Führer Martin Bormann would meet face to face. Although the Stockholm Conference would initially be a success, the commitment of both sides to it would be tested 2 months later, with the collapse of Heinrich Himmler's secretive Order State of Burgundy. As both Germany and France both sought to retake control over the region, a race to occupy as much of its territory would ensue, reigniting tensions and resulting in the Burgundian standoff between the Unity Pact and the OFN. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed as an agreement between the two sides would be reached, resulting in the Paris Agreement of May 1970. The agreement would have both sides withdrawing all military personnel from the border and establishing a demilitarized zone, ending the crisis and reinforcing the goodwill first established in the Stockholm Conference. As the United States finalized their agreements with their geopolitical rivals, those same rivals, the former great powers of the Axis, began to reconcile among themselves. Setting aside decades of rivalry, Tokyo and Germania formally announced a declaration of friendship in July 1970. Their decision to repair ties may stem from the constant string of victories made by the OFN in various proxy conflicts waged over the years. Nevertheless, the agreement followed the détente trend of the late 60s and early 70s. However,